Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. I just wanted to real quickly say that I received the Alstreams Tournament Dreamcast Homebrew game today. I'm sure there's a more professional way of me recording this video right now, but I'm just pretty excited about it, and I just want to get the review done as quickly as possible so I can play this game even more. It's that much fun. Basically, at its core, it's a bomberman clone. I'll try to briefly go over this, but online scoring is possible, and actually, since I wasn't going to talk about that first, but since the first thing they said, when you're playing the game, and I'll put in a picture right now. For you to see. They'll actually give you a QR code, and that QR code in there, it will have the ability to save your name and your high score, so it'll instantaneously bring your score and push it onto their website. In fact, you can't even just enter in a random number. Even if you don't use the QR code, you still need to put your pseudonym and your web code. So now, of course, people could probably break that, whatever, but I'm sure nobody cares that much. But to try to hack this code to create your own high score. But yeah, if you do it correctly, it'll pop in right there just for playing an old Sega Dreamcast, and yeah, it'll display right there. So yeah, there's my name, and I'm not that good. Well, it was my first playthrough on that high score attack mode. It's right there, May 31st. It's showing 21 hour. Yeah. So I actually did that in the middle of the day. So I believe that's probably on France time zone, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably why the time is like that. But yeah, so that's online score mode, or being able to publish your own score online. It's asynchronous gameplay with the VMU, and that I can vouch for. The entire time I was playing the game on the Dreamcast, it was actually showing the game in a very dot pixel, very crude version of what's going on the screen, but still it was asynchronous. It wasn't really laggy whatsoever. With what's going on the screen, it would show all 4 players if there was 4 players playing, and it would even show you, and you could actually play the game only on this if you wanted to, as long as there's no like structures that, because some things aren't translated into it, but most of it is. And there's actually 3 game modes that actually support this, and it's really fun. Yeah, unique team modes. You develop offensive and defensive strategies with your team to achieve different goals and rebuild your camp while your teammate attacks the enemy in several modes: capture the flag, assault, bodyguard, or color battle. I haven't tried any of those 3 modes yet. I forgot completely about capture the flag. I'm not even sure how that's going to work, but yeah, so let's go ahead and open up this box. So here you have the front cover. Here is the back of the game. So it is VGA friendly, arcade stick friendly, standard controller friendly. Highly recommend playing with an actual VMU with the screen, so you can experience the 3 game modes that require it. It does say in the instructions that it doesn't recommend using 4 VMUs and 4 rumble packs, though, but it does support the rumble pack apparently. Here's the inside. Here is the manual. And it's a very nice full color manual, very helpful. Even though on the game itself, they'll even have like little tutorial videos, which is really neat for a Dreamcast game, especially Homebrew. But yeah, this even goes more in depth, and it's really good to have this manual. And even here it has a list of all the Kickstarter backers. So every single person that backed the game, they put them in here. I actually put when they took my survey, I put down Billy and Will Rigney, which is my 2-year-old son. So I was hoping to see him in here, but unfortunately they didn't even ask. They just put Billy Rigney, which is my name, which is fine. It's really good. But I was hoping it would show my son's name as well. But I looked through all the rest of these, and they didn't do any sort of special thing like that for any single person on the entire list. So otherwise this sheet would probably be twice as long if they had people put in full crazy things. So but yeah, it's a lot of different names here. Yeah, there's my name, Billy Rigney, which is pretty cool. I recognized a few names on here, especially Adam Koralik from YouTube. Yeah, I think I saw the Dreamcast Junkyard on here, which is pretty funny. Ross O'Reilly, yeah, I think he's from the Junkyard podcast. And yeah, so that's that manual. Here is a kind of just like a neat little throw-in, little insert. You could either display this cover or you could display this cover if you wanted to. If you want to take the whole case apart, you could put in this one or that one. Yeah, just a nice little thing. You could make it look like a Japanese game if you wanted to. So on this side, so this is a double disc case, is the second disc. And the second disc, and I actually had to re-look this up on Kickstarter because I wasn't completely sure what the second disc was supposed to be again. But the Kickstarter Collector's Edition, you had the ability to upgrade to that for, I guess, an extra 20 or 30 bucks or whatever it was. And you'll get the Collector's Edition versus just the Standard Edition. And the Collector's Edition, it features the original alpha version of their game Alice Dreams, which came out several years ago. Which was more of like a platformer, and then just one of the bonus games in their original game, Alice Dreams. One of the bonus games at the end of one of the levels was a bomberman type game, which is actually what turned out to be like a really popular thing on that game, was just to play that mode apparently. So they just decided to make an entire game out of it, and it actually was called Dynamite Dreams Tournament, I believe. At first, and then they changed it to Alice Dreams Tournament. But yeah, so that you can play the Alice Dreams platformer, which is pretty neat looking. It looks like I've tried to describe it. It's not like a pixel thing. It actually looks like an artistic looking type of platformer. That's all I can really say. I only played like 30 seconds of it, but it seemed pretty interesting. Another thing on this disc, which is really cool, is it's the Alice Dreams Tournament game, but in pixel animation. So basically pixel backgrounds, ranging from in the themes of different computers and game consoles going back to the 70s through the 90s. So basically it's a lot, I suppose all of the modes from the original game, Alice Dreams Tournament, but with this one you are experiencing different levels in the pixel animation. So the backgrounds look more retro. So it's pretty neat, and I highly recommend getting this version if you have the ability to. Otherwise, it might be for free on their website. Let me briefly take you to it. I'm going to click on links, and correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, links. Oh, no, I'll go to downloads. And right here, I see all demos on one disc. So it might be this one. Compilation of various homebrew Dreamcast games. Okay, so here's where, so you can get the Alice Dreams demo for free from their website, alicedreams.com/tournament. But the pixel version of the original game, Alice Dreams Tournament, that might be just exclusive to that version. So if you have the ability, I recommend upgrading and getting that edition. But yeah. And also, if you just got the Kickstarter Standard Edition, I do believe that's an exclusive type of edition as well. And I'm not sure what's different between the Standard Edition and the Kickstarter Standard Edition. But this is the Kickstarter Collector's Edition, which is a double case and features the pixel version of the original game. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and let me show you some more video. So this is what the Dreamcast Lite that came with the Alice Dreams Land Tournament game looks like. 3D printed, you put 3 AAAs in it. Oh, the game is playing. It's got 2 brightness settings. Got one, the first part of it lights up, or the second, like that. Yeah, it's running off batteries, so you don't have to worry about your Dreamcast controller port frying because you're trying to take more power. I was really concerned about that. I'm actually kind of relieved that it's battery powered and not being powered by the Dreamcast itself, because those controller ports in the Dreamcast are really sensitive to too much voltage going on. So, but yeah, this is it. This was actually running in real time along with the game. The game is also over here. I can actually use this light. I already took off the saran wrap. Came with a couple instructions on the light itself. So right here, and I'll record a better footage of this later, but it's just quickly for social media. So they even recommended I have a fan over there, it's blowing it. They recommended you can tie it around your Game Boy. They already made that. It's called the Game Boy Light. Or the little snake thing. I have it up there. But yeah. Anyway, so 3 AAAs. It says don't screw it too hard because it is 3D printed, so it's fragile. Don't drop it because the whole thing will shatter. I very much believe that. I had to kind of jimmy it in there. But, you know, once it's in there, it's very sturdy. It's not coming out. It was, takes more force than a normal VMU to put it in there, but not too much force because it lines up with the grooves. So, but yeah, let me just turn this on, show a little bit of brief gameplay. I'm not really sure what game mode, oh, I'm about to die, and I'm dead. I'm not really sure what game mode this is useful for, but right now it looks like it's kind of just like it's almost like a Wii U. Like, it's just like it's going on this screen and this screen, except this is like Atari down here, and above is like Dreamcast. It's kind of what it looks like to me. It's still really interesting, and I'm digging the music actually as well. So, I wonder... I don't know what... You know, yeah, it doesn't look like in this mode it's anything different. So, I wonder if this is just multiplayer. I'm gonna have to read the directions to see how this actually can be used to enhance the gameplay. But right now, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like it's just kind of a retelling in little pixels what's going on the screen. Anyway. Yeah, there I am. There I am. Yay! Ah! So after looking in the manual of Alice Dreams Tournament, I found out the You can use the VMU the whole game. You know, it looks like a like a mirror representation, like a really basic looking representation of what's going on the screen. But the reason why you really want to use a VMU with all the players is, or at least with one of the players, is for these 3 game modes. And hide and seek I just played was a lot of fun. Each person gets to be the hidden person at least once during the match, and the hidden person actually uses the VMU instead of on screen because they're hidden to try to kill people and not get killed themselves. So they're the ones that stare at the screen. The other mode is, and there's tons of modes here, there's only 3 that require the VMU pretty much, but all the rest of them are just great even without a VMU. The other one is Night Assault. Apparently half the screen is covered, so for half the level you have to use the VMU, apparently. I haven't played it yet. Then the other one is Night Capture, and it's a similar thing as the one right before it, which was Night Assault. Haven't played either of these yet, they look fun. Yeah, and then the rest of the game, there's a lot of crazy options here. Bodyguard, multi-kill, brain assault I was confused on because I'm a stupid person. The thing I think is one of the coolest features on this whole game is, since the Dreamcast, it uses a 56K modem to connect to the internet, and some people are able to rig that up to a LAN or a current, Ethernet connection, or have the Ethernet modem itself for their Dreamcast, but that's a $200 device. They just said screw it to all of that, and what they do is they display a QR code, and all you have to do is just download a QR reading app onto your phone, because everyone has a smartphone these days. Then you just take a picture of it with that QR code thing, and then it immediately enters in your score and your name, whatever you entered in on the screen, and puts it directly into their website, which is awesome. It's so simple. Really recommend that. So I highly recommend this game. This is now one of my new favorite Dreamcast games now. This is a lot of fun. Highly recommend. Yeah, that's Al Stream's Tournament. Cool.